If you really want to be a family to someone, you should be able to wear blindfolds or fall backwards and they got you. That's family. I really, truly love fashion. It's a very tough business. It's not glamorous at all. There's nothing pretty about it. Nothing. And it's really hard.
When Ranna came to you and said, Mama, even I want to be a fashion designer, what were your thoughts?
I was very happy. I just very close my business and opened with her.
Ranna, tell me some of your challenges or wins you faced in this world where the business is being run by women.
In the beginning, you're like crushed and it's hard. But as you get older and you've been in the business for a long time, you just said, okay, fine, just wipe a tear, move on. There are tears even to this day.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's, you're stone cold. But yes, there are challenges. You just learn to go around them better and smoother.
When you go through these tough times, how do you deal with the challenges?
So it's a bit of everything. I do come to my parents because
In this day and age, for one woman to actually spearhead a brand without family,
They need partners and good partners
Yes.
who really she can trust and totally believe. Otherwise, this world is very crazy and very bad. But believe it, from 40 years, there is no jhanda in my factory.
One of your core duties is being
Yeah.
a mom to your kids.
Yeah.
So how involved are you in their, day-to-day lives?
So sometimes I'm a good cop, sometimes I'm a bad cop, like my own mom. I don't expect him to or her to magically outperform everybody else and, do the. I'm like, you can't. You're just a kid who's trying their best. I know your limitations. What do you need? Let me help you.
So what are your collective views on, those core aspects that you feel that every family should focus on today?
They should.
Welcome to another episode of Kin and Kindness, where we dive deep into relationships that shape us, generations that inspire us, and journeys that evolve us. This is my co-host Punya, who is a student and a career counselor who helps all the kids, the young adults and kids, make the correct decisions in their life.
Thank you, Shabani. I'm pleased to be your co-host for today's episode of Kin and Kindness. As you rightly said, Kin and Kindness is about families coming to our podcast studio, sitting on this couch and discussing everything from family chaos, drama, highs and lows, and how they still are bonded and how that defines everything that they do in life. And today's episode is going to be truly special. I'm really excited about it because we have this dynamic duo of super women who are going to be gracing us. And let me start off with Ranna Gill, lady who needs absolutely no introduction. She's a go-getter, she's a visionary, she's a stalwart in the fashion industry, and she's taken a brand global and counting. And who inspires Ranna Gill, by the way? It's a mother who Shabani is now going to be introducing.
Ranna's mother, Mrs. Meena Gill,
Thank you.
isn't just her strongest supporter, but she's her business partner, her guide, and that rock-solid foundation on which most of her success has been built.
She is a woman whose strength can outmatch anyone, barring age or opportunity. Mrs. Gill, it's been such a pleasure to have you with us, and I'm so looking forward to having a lovely conversation. Ranna, can we begin with you today? What was the moment when you knew fashion was your path?
I was my parents were in the business. So they were in the garment business, they were in the kids' wear business. I was a young girl. I might have been 9 or 10. And I would go on the weekends to my mom's factory. I would hang out, float around. I would sew little things. I would look at threads and cutting tables and fabric and buttons and trims. And I would play with them. I would make little clothes for myself, doll clothes, my clothes, clothes for my sister. So it was just my playground. And that really, truly became my life.
So, Auntie, it all basically was because of you, right? Because you began something. Auntie, can you let us know a little bit about your journey?
Actually, I had both the daughters. So you always want to dress them.
Okay.
No? So I just started making small frocks and this and that. I knew nothing. I learned first,
Right.
just for 3-4 months. And then I started making.
Yeah.
And then slowly, when you start money,
Yeah.
that
That's
lives.
exciting. That's
That's
exciting.
exciting.
Yeah.
That you've got a little extra money.
Yeah.
Why not more?
Right. Right.
So this is how I started my journey.
So when Rana came to you and said, Mama, even I want to be a fashion designer, what were your thoughts?
I was very happy. I just very close my business and opened with her.
Rana, tell me some of your challenges or wins you faced in this world where, the business is being run by women. Did you face any challenges or was it relatively smooth?
No, there's many storms. It's not smooth at all. And there's been many storms. There's always, even if it's at a smaller scale or when it's a mid-sized, bigger scale, there's always some challenge you have. Okay, so you plan for something, it's not happening now. So let me now move forward and do something else. That also comes with wisdom, actually. So, and also working so many years. So in the beginning, you're like crushed and it's hard and you have it's a little crushing. But as you get older and you've been in the business for a long time, you just said, okay, fine, just wipe a tear, move on. It's still, there are tears even to this day.
Yes.
So it's not like it's, you're stone cold. But yes, there are challenges. You just learn to go around them better and smoother.
When you go through these tough times, how do you deal with the challenges? Of course, I know you can say, it's easy to say, okay, I just got up and, went about my doing what you do. But what are those small steps? What are this, like maybe picking up to your phone to whom? Do you go inwards a bit and understanding, connect to yourself more? What are these little habits which you
Hacks that you used, just to deal with all of these storms that you may be going through on a daily basis?
small?
So it's a bit of everything. I do come to my parents because I work with my parents. So it's relevant conversation to talk to a parent who's not in the business with you, who doesn't understand the dynamic or the finances or, so I'm blessed in many ways because I still can come back and talk to my parents and say, mom, dad, blah, blah, blah. So that is one thing I do even till today. And then I also now talk to myself and I was like, Rana, really? You've been here before. You will be here again. You got this. You know how to get around it. You come out of this. You can swim in the Atlantic.
Wonderful.
It's fine.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of mom, a lot of mom, and dad, and it's you too. So it's both of that. I also speak to my husband. So it's my family.
So, you said you're blessed because you have your parents to come to and chat with them about anything.
Yes.
I think you're also blessed because your parents chose to send you or supported your decision rather to go overseas and study at a time when
Nobody.
overseas was not really out there popular for many, many kids.
Even
so
the
tell us a
boys.
little bit about,
tell us a little bit about
that how was it going overseas to study at a time when most kids
That
were
was
studying
a
in India,
tough
from
decision.
India? And what did you learn from that entire overseas education and how has that helped you become this fiercely confident individual that you are today?
And then, Auntie, we would like to know your side also to it.
So, mom, why don't you say first?
Yeah, first you.
You see, when she finished, she was very much interested in fashion. And that's what she has seen. So for her, it was very easy to adopt. Then she wanted to study. Then we sent her here in India only. After finishing, she says, no, I would like to go to New York. Then we were slightly thinking, now what do we do? But she was hell-bent about going out and studying more. I don't want to get married. I don't want to get married. And those days, when the children are after 20, you always want to settle them.
Sure.
So anyway, but then I said, no, if she wants to study, let her go.
Right.
Because I didn't get the opportunity to study.
Yeah.
And our times were very different. So I said, no, let her go. So it took 1 year, but she did go.
But Auntie, where did you get this kind of strength of understanding? I'm not going to look at society. I'm going to look at what is going to be so
I'm
good
never
for your
bothered for
daughter.
the society and this thing.
And
what I
in those
decide,
days-
I do it.
And wow.
Yes, once I decide for anything, I do it.
Right. So, which also then means that kudos to your partner.
Yes, of course. It is sometimes it is a little hard to make him understand, but he also gets it.
But fabulous, fabulous.
Yeah.
Now we understand, Rana, where you're so clear, you're such a go-getter, such a strong woman, a woman with such grace. You come across, focused and ambitious, but in a
Very
beautiful,
easy manner, like,
easy
yeah, it
manner.
doesn't-
It's not like so it feels that there is a slight amount of self-confidence that that you're good at where you are because you found your calling. And so when was that particular, if you can, I mean, of course you wanted to go and study and carry on with the education. When was that particular time that really changed it for you? Like, was there any turning point of now or never, let's get a brand ready for myself?
So the brand evolved. I've been working for over 25 years. So it wasn't and I love it. I really truly love fashion. I have to say, yes, it's my business, it's our business, it's our family business. We love it. We've driven it to kind of built it to greater heights. But I actually love what I do. It's a very tough business. It's not glamorous at all. There's nothing pretty about it. Nothing. And it's really hard.
Very
I mean,
hard.
I've said
Very
this
hard.
before. I think if I could do this, I could probably be a really successful brain surgeon, with due respect to brain surgeons. But it's a very tough business. But I always loved it. As a little girl in the factory, growing up, I was always drawn to fashion. It made me happy. I love to, even in school, I used to wear really like the most fashionable clothes. We used to come to the annual day or whatever, our founder's day. I was always the best dressed. I would dress myself. It was like a thing. Like, I love it.
So that 1% inspiration was worth all that 99%.
I don't know if I could
frustration?
do anything else.
Else, I don't
I'm not
think
sure.
Yeah?
I mean, no, I love it. It always made me happy. It still makes me happy.
So the sense of purpose was
Yeah.
for you to build this brand.
Oh, yeah. It
Right?
wasn't a brand then.
No, but
We
it
never
was
thought
to build
that
it.
we will
Build
make a
it bit
brand.
by bit.
It wasn't a brand.
Actually,
Yeah.
we never thought that
Yeah.
we are going to make such a big
Such a
brand.
big brand.
But God has been kind and we are really working very hard.
Yeah.
I mean, Shito is like,
That's the other thing, Auntie. In this day and age, for one woman to actually head a brand, spearhead a brand without family,
it's not possible.
ah,
Possible.
it's
For a
not
woman?
possible. Because she really will be facing a lot of challenges.
They need partners and good partners
Yes.
who really she can trust and totally believe. Otherwise, this world is very crazy and very bad.
The labor, the
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
it's we know
Because
that
if you're very
Managing
young,
a team.
yes, if
team
you're very
and
young
many
to
cha-
manage the labor is not easy. But believe it, from 40 years, there is no jhanda in my factory.
when you all come together, how do you really, sit and converse? Like, how do you all bond together apart from work? Like, is there a particular, like, are there any Friday night dinners or are there any,
Lunch. We have lunch at work.
We
No,
have lunch at work.
we have lunch at work.
Yeah.
That's our bonding.
Yeah.
But we've built a business together. We've worked together our whole lives. So we don't, unlike other families where you have that chosen day, Sunday brunch, or everybody gets together, the grandchildren, everybody, to the grandparents' house is like a, event. We work together. So we are always communicating. And then in that communication is the bond.
so everybody is involved?
It's my parents and me.
Right.
And
three of
there's
us.
my
And,
husband,
and your husband
Jason,
too.
and that's
so then
it.
that's fantastic.
So, and if it's like,
Then you're
big
all
things, small things.
Correct. Then
there's
all of
work,
you
and
have the
then
same
sliding
passion.
under that is, Mom,
Sometimes
did
there is a
you,
difference of opinion
Mom, did you,
always.
yeah.
But
Yeah, that's
still,
true.
we somehow resolve.
And Rana,
And
you
it's
also
not
shuttle
that-
between New York and
Yeah.
Delhi. So tell us a little bit about how easy or difficult is, switching off from New York life, when you come to India, and vice versa. How do you manage your social commitments over there, here in India?
Well, I have no social commitments. I'm just a mom and a working woman. Those are my two big, that's what I am and that's what I do. But it is tough. The commute, the switch on, switch off, two different countries, two different worlds, two different continents. and the time frame, everything. But I've been doing it now for a while, and it's nice. It's nice for me to sometimes actually get away. I really have to pull myself out of my factory and pull myself out of here. But when I go there and I drive, go home, and I work from home too, I work from there as well. It's a nice perspective. It's a nice lens to put in your eye. It's a nice view, and it's completely different. So actually, I think it kind of helps me. And I don't get so, there are things I don't need to do anymore in my business. So when I do get out of it, it's actually good for me, for the growth of me and the brand. So I get out, I change my site, and I do different things. And that actually helps me grow as a person and as a designer.
Sure. And you said, one of your core duties is being
Yeah.
a mom to your kids.
Yeah.
So how involved are you in their, day-to-day lives, and what sort of a parenting style do you follow? Are you trying to be a mirror parent? Are you a helicopter parent? Are you somewhere in the middle? Are you a chill mom? Are you really, really hands-on? Are you behind them, that you have to study, you have to do this activity, that activity? So let's understand what sort of a parenting style do you have?
I'm a mom, and all moms are great. And every mom has her DNA. She comes with a certain. So sometimes I'm a good cop, sometimes I'm a bad cop, like my own mom. And for the most part, I'm pretty modern. I'm kind of let them go, let them be. I don't kind of hold on to them. I let them go. So if they're like, Mom, we're going, I'm like, all right, do it. I do expect them to do well, but then I also enable them. I'm like, all right, so what do you need? I'm a working mother. So I'm like, all right, listen, Aaron, what do you need? Because to get from point A to point B, you would need help. Let me get you help. You need this. So those kind of things I do. I don't expect him to or her to magically outperform everybody else and, I'm like, you can't. You're just a kid who's trying their best. I know your limitations. What do you need? Let me help you. So it's things like that. So I'm pretty modern minded. I talk about.
Indira Nui had she had a couple of, a checklist. So you're reminding me of her. So I have to say that's so amazing. Her children used to call her at work and she used to be busy. So her secretary had a couple of questions they had to ask the
I read
children.
about it as well, yeah.
Isn't it cool? That first they had to say, is your homework done? The kids had to give an answer. After that, so maybe have you gone for this class, which they had to? Yes. What is it that you require? And then only the line
Mother
used to
will
be
come.
passed on to Indira. She said that just in short, she said it takes a village, to really raise kids in this day and age with so much. And, there's so many options, information, different avenues which your kids must be right now, experiencing and being exposed to. And I know that you are someone who would like to be on top of it. You're someone who's always been on top of things, which then becomes quite a bit of I can imagine, being a bit of a challenge for you to be, so do you have a bit of a regime, or how do you do it?
Mine isn't as tough as the regime you just told me. It's more laid back, a little bit more casual. But I have a great partner. I have to say this. So we parent together, my husband and I. And so he's doing his bit, I'm doing my bit. We don't have so much role play in our marriage. You male, me female. This is your job. This is my job. It's pretty fluid because that's the choices we made. But we both, those children are ours and we have to raise them. That's our goal. And so we do this pretty well together. But I'm not that tough, but so I do like them to perform. I also know as a mother, all mothers know that my mother knew she has two girls. So which of my daughters can do this and who can do this and who can do that?
So Auntie, actually, how has it been raising two daughters?
It was a beautiful journey. It was very nice, but not easy because those days were very different.
So where did you were in Delhi always?
I was in Delhi because the
And-
children, they grew up in Delhi only.
Okay.
When we came from Bangalore, they were still very young.
Mm-hmm.
That time my husband was in the army and then he quit and joined me.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's how I raised them. And I had to really work 6 days, till now I'm working 6 days.
So give us a little bit of a day. How was it that they were being raised? I don't know. You know, now we still have nannies and all that jazz.
Even I also had a
We also
very.
had.
Oh, you had?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, great.
With nannies
I
and
love Indian parenting, by the
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
I think it's very holistic.
I had
Please
full-time
have help.
nannies and all ladies. And my in-laws, they were very nice.
Fabulous. Okay.
They stayed with us through and through.
Okay.
So with them, it was very secure.
Right. You know,
What the
Dada Dadi.
grandparents can do, nobody can do.
Right.
Nobody can do. So that fear was not there in my head.
And when you see her being a mother,
I always tell her, spend some time with your children. Every time she come, I dhakka marod and say, please go back and spend some time. Another 2 years, she will see to you. Later on, she'll shut the door.
So Ranna, you were a super achiever. You went to FIT, New York, which is the best fashion school. You've built a brand which is a name to reckon with. So do you sometimes also have conversations with your kids where you're trying to make them understand that, they should not feel that pressure that, our mom is a superpower and, we also have to reach there. Sometimes it's so natural for kids to start feeling that pressure where they start stressing out when they're not being able to match, or just that undue pressure that starts building in. So, have you tried ever having conversations with your kids about, it's okay, you don't need to emulate your mother. Everybody, has a unique
Qualities.
aptitude, potential, ability, career path, etc., that they have to follow.
I don't think they care. I have to be honest. My children don't think of me as somebody famous or something. They just think of me as mom. And mom, who's mom. So my kids don't have, but they know who I am. They know what we do. They know who Nani is. So they know that because so that they are aware. But they have their own dreams and they have their own, they have their own dreams. They want to do things for themselves and they're pretty relaxed, so there's no pressure
Till
on
now,
them.
that
They're
thing has
young.
not come into their head.
No, yeah,
No,
correct.
not yet.
They're young. There's a boy and a girl. So they have different talents,
so
different
what
skill
is
sets.
your hope for the children of the women of the next generation, your daughter, your niece? So that'll be amazing to, really get to know, because they are right now not come into their own. But I think as you've all, with the nani and the moms, I can imagine your sister would be also similar, right? So now the next gen is getting ready. What are your hopes? What is the vision you see, how women are really going to be for the next generation?
Children these days, they know what they want to do. They are quite savvy. Yes. That her daughter is not that keen, but the son is.
Yeah, it's a different,
It's
we don't
and
know yet.
We
I think it's
really
the other
don't
way
know.
around, Auntie. It's actually, they don't know what they want to do.
They don't
So
know.
today's generation, this is what I feel. They're trying to eliminate things that they don't want to do. I don't want to do X, I don't want to do Y, I don't want to do Z. And then they want to play with, dabble
They've
with
yet
all the
not come
options
to
out there.
that stage. They have not come to that stage yet.
And there's no pressure either.
There's no pressure. We
So
tell them very
they're
openly.
children, they're 13 and 14. Let them be 13 and 14. They will be 2020. You know what I mean? Let them.
So since they're raised in New York and they predominantly live there, I want to understand about how well do they understand the Indian culture, and how does that
they understand
They speak the
everything.
language. Their mother's Indian.
Twice a year,
Twice
in a year they come
They
to
only left
India.
7 years ago, 6 years ago.
And every time they travel with us, and they love to travel with Nana Nani.
Yeah, they do.
They love it. And they always says, we don't want them.
All of us have grown up loving our grandparents way more than our parents. I think actually parent better as grandparents.
Because you know why?
Because Anji.
Because when they were young, we were too busy and we had no time. But now I've got a time, but maybe not that much, but still I've got a time to spend with them. So that is the difference.
I totally understand, because I've had a daughter year and a half ago, and I can see my mother and my mother-in-law go gaga over her, and that's what they say, that we didn't really get to spend this kind of time with you and your wife the way we are doing it with your child. So
Absolutely.
very
We
well,
spend
rightly
more
said.
time with the grandparents than with them. So that's why also they are.
So that isn't that so important, Auntie, that in this world where there's AI, Rana, especially we've now seen how the world is evolving, and every time we've got to keep up with it. How important is to stick with our families, and be remain bonded, because like you said, that half the conversations are we are already covered on the lunch table. Most of the conversations, you half the things which are in your mind have already been expressed and been addressed while you're at your job. So I mean, it's actually so lucky that you can,
Because we work together, so that time is there to talk to each other.
Right? Is that something which will be a big part of making the children understand that have close people who you trust, they need to be your safety nets, and obviously family first then, right? Because family will be the bigger protectors, so that you can really shine. And I'm sure they're going to get the genes of both the strong women out here. What has been the most challenging, something challenging which has...
For us working together?
Yes.
We don't, we keep getting asked that question. We don't really have,
We're very cool.
we've
and there's
been
a
doing
lot,
quite well actually.
well, actually.
There is no storm.
Anything which has ever tested you guys, it doesn't have to be about...
No. Do you think we ever?
No.
It was actually
So
quite
you guys
smooth.
are each other's best friends, literally.
We are.
Yeah, we understand
soul
each other a
sister,
lot.
soulmate,
A lot.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So, we
Such
She'll get
understand.
behind me.
Yeah.
If there's something, she'll
Yeah.
get behind me. If there's something she's saying, I get behind her.
So
That's
there's no,
fabulous.
it's never been a...
We don't really, there's nothing threatening. We don't even question. There's no financial.
She's never asked any financial question to
Nothing.
me till today. I
Yeah.
run the factory.
Yeah, nothing. We don't, we
Never.
really get behind each other. That's why maybe it's been such a smooth
Smooth journey.
journey.
But
Such
that
a-
is so important.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
you have
She
such
knows that
great
where the money
trust
will go,
and
nowhere.
safety net.
So, but still everybody doesn't have that kind of a
Yeah,
confidence.
that is correct. Yeah. It's different
So then,
dynamic.
shall we say trust and respect?
Exactly.
Very important.
That's
yeah.
very
Which
important.
is what has really
Yeah.
ensured
Very
that
important.
you both have...
But
Very
isn't
whole
that what
family.
family is? Trust and respect. That really is. If it isn't even that, then I don't even think it's a family.
Yeah.
So, what are your collective views on, those core aspects that you feel that every family should focus on today?
They should trust each other
Yeah. Yes.
and respect each other.
That is correct. Yeah.
For their decision also. You cannot just say it's my way and highway. I'm
No,
sorry,
no.
that's never done.
No.
Nobody
Sharing?
likes it.
How
there
about
has
sharing?
to be sharing.
You can share
Your thoughts,
your
or your
wealth.
belongings, your wealth, everything.
It's sharing.
Everything.
That's family. Yeah, trust, respect, sharing.
It's easier said than done. Very people
You
say,
can wear
but they don't do it.
Yeah.
I've seen many people. They only say, but they don't mean it.
You can wear blindfolds and trust. I
Yeah.
think if you really want to be a family to someone, you should be able to wear blindfolds or fall backwards and they got you. That's family.
And anybody, respectively, that you guys can mention, apart from the biological family that you guys have, you together with your kids, your other daughter, husband, who are the other people that really fall into that safety net of yours that you can truly call family? So, Rana, first to you.
My two friends. I'm not very social and I'm always working. Like I said, I'm a working mom. So it's just my two friends. And we've been friends for 30 years. And they are my family too.
Great. Auntie, what about you?
I also got a friend. She's like a family to me.
Yeah.
I totally trust. And anytime she comes, there's no time. That
It's
should
not
be
a very
there.
big.
Because it's not big.
Very small.
Where do we have a time?
Yeah.
6 days we are working like crazy.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
agree.
And what's your downtime like when you guys, I know that you guys, both of you are workaholics, you guys love
Workaholic,
working.
total
But
workaholic.
Whenever you felt a little bit of that burnout or, I need to get out and I need to do something to feel absolutely recharged to come back to my work that I absolutely love.
Just go to
What
the
are some of
parlor
those
and
things?
get the head massage.
No, but what do you like to do? Like you like to
like
How
garden.
to de-stress?
Okay.
How
Yeah,
to...
you like
de-stress.
your gardening.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah, she
I
does.
love it.
Because
That's her
gardening
downtime.
really
Yeah.
takes you away from
Yeah,
the...
she has
Because the
green
mind,
fingers.
right?
Yeah.
The mind has to
Yes.
stop
And every Sunday I go and my husband keeps on yelling, bus kar ab, bus kar. I got hurt here so badly this year. Bad fracture on the road. But still on Sunday, every time I go.
She likes her gardening, yes.
Fabulous. And what about you, Rana?
I love gardening, I have to say. I got that from my mom. I love to do yoga. I do love to travel. And I like silence. I like sitting in.
Yeah.
I'm not I can't I don't do well with noises. I didn't even used to do well as a kid studying. I would always like to sit in a very quiet place to concentrate. So I do like that. So I like private places. I like to be quiet. And I like my yoga, walks, nature, my garden. I have a very beautiful garden, actually. My garden, things like that. Not too much activity and not too many people.
Sure.
And you have a garden here as well as there?
Yes, I have a very beautiful garden in New York. I live in Long Island. Yeah. So it's really, I mean, there's 500 hydrangeas in my garden. There's different kind of perennials. There's, it's cherry blossoms, the Japanese, I mean, there's tons of trees and flowers and very
So you
beautifully
must be
manicured.
loving the walks also.
I love it.
The walking
Yeah.
through the
I
city.
plant every season. My landscaper, he's a little, cribby old man, but he's a nice guy. So he and I will plant, so I research different nurseries. I really, it makes me so happy.
And are your kids also into gardening or
Not
plants
at
or
all.
Not
research?
yet.
Not at all. Neither of them.
Neither of them.
They're young.
But they're young.
Yeah.
And in fact,
they're
the
young.
great part is that newness will come. They will,
Yeah.
they'll bring in a.
Oh,
it
yeah.
seems that all this, it's all about the Ranna Gill ink, as we say. But here is the next generation who is like, we're not so sure if we want to really come
Correct.
in.
Yeah.
And we get the newer
yeah.
energy and the new ways of thinking. And that's why, in fact, it's so amazing that it seems that they have their own personality,
they
which
do.
is.
And they
which they're
should.
and they should.
Ah.
The great part is that they know they're loved and they've got strong
They are secure.
women behind them, which gives them that, there is a bit of a reference point that, okay, things can be done. So they must be looking at both of you and seeing that there's work ethic, there's hard work, there is even trust, respect, without even teaching them. Just understanding
they are
that there
very,
is
very
trust,
smart. They
there's
know.
respect, there's love, there is, family. Just that without ever knowing. So kudos to both of you, And sometimes you don't really need to, I think that's how actually children used to grow up. It used to be a village. They shouldn't be so micromanaged.
No, they should not be.
Otherwise, we will be training them into these robots. So here it is that it seems that you give them that space, let them be. I'm there, like you said, you've got those points that, okay, let's sit down and let's see what we need to do. But otherwise, you let them be, which, I'm sure they're going to be amazing. And I'm sure that the next time we meet, we'll have them on with us.
Oh, that'd be great. Thank you.
So I would just like to pick up from what Shibani said, about what kind of values we want to give to our kids and all. I work as a career coach, and often, I see the reasons of choosing a college or a career are also based on very, very silly, if I can use that word, that I find reasons that parents give to why they would like, especially their girl child, to pursue a certain career. Sometimes they're wanting to get their daughters get educated as early as they can possibly get, so that they can settle down, get married, etc. Sometimes they've had a broken relationship, they've come back home, and parents are like, okay, no, we can't have the daughter come in home, so let's send her for another master's degree or something of that sort. And I absolutely go berserk when I see all of these cases working as a college counselor. So both of you are so fiercely independent, confident women, and I'm sure that your ideologies, at least I assume that that's how you both believe, that girls should be raised in a way where they're given utmost confidence is really infused in them. They're empowered to feel that there's no difference between them and a
Girl and a
man.
boy.
They are the ones who are going to decide the career that they want to
In fact,
wouldn't, and not the parents, which generally does not happen for the guy but happens for the girl. So I would
It
like to
should
know
not be like that.
your respective views
should
on what
be-
you feel.
They should be given freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let them choose.
Yeah.
That what exactly they, and you should love what you're doing.
Very important.
In fact, Rana, have you ever felt restricted? Your mother has been fiercely ensured that you can lead a life based on your decisions. Of course, you love and respect her, but based on your decisions. Have you ever felt restricted then?
How would I, like, in what capacity?
Any capacity, maybe restricted means that I don't know if I can do it because I'm a woman.
Oh, no, I don't even care.
That's it.
No.
Like restricted
Yeah.
because you're a woman.
Oh,
right?
no. It didn't even come to my mind. As a young kid going to college, going to America at the age of 19, 18, I didn't think, oh, I'm a girl, so I can't go to America. What is that? So
And your friends, do you think, I mean, especially, do you think your friends are as free in their thinking that if it has to be done, let's just do it? Or that they say, no, but we come from, like, is there any disagreement with your friends? Because you've been so lucky that you've had such a beautiful, strong mother. I keep coming back is because she has ensured that there are no stopgaps, so to speak, in your career and in your path ahead. That, as we were talking earlier, that you didn't even understand that there was a world where, women would have to second guess a choice which they wanted to make but didn't make because maybe it wouldn't be accepted or stuff like that. And I was just saying that, I was just recalling that conversation. So do you think it still exists, this understanding of women second guessing themselves because they don't feel relevant enough?
for what? What does she need to second guess herself for? I don't think this is 2025. This is not a conversation. You went to college. You're smart. My daughter is, she's actually really smart. And she's doing her honors program in science and math. She's a really smart girl. So what is there to second guess? If this is because she wants to go into politics, okay, man, go into politics. Our son is, he likes fashion.
He likes
So let
fashion.
him, okay, fine. So he kind of looks at things. He likes fashion. He coordinates himself. He's got that artist inside of him. So you go do what you need to do. I was like, Mom, I'm going to make shoes for athletes. I'm going to be a shoe designer. I was like, all right, so you go be a shoe designer. You want to go and work for the government. Okay, so I don't know about this second guessing, and I actually don't know because
No.
I only have two friends, and I don't really. And I have in America, I have friends who have careers and they are pursuing it. I have one friend who's a doctor, another one who's in finance, another one in real estate. So I actually can't process it, what you're
How
saying.
amazing
And
is that?
I wasn't raised like that.
No, exactly.
I
You've never
didn't, at the age of 17, I
Yes.
wasn't raised like that. I wasn't made to think like that. I don't have these discussions with my husband, my parents, with my own children. So what is there to second guess about what? Like, second guess what? A career choice? No.
Super, but Auntie, you come from a different time, and probably you were exposed to way more number of people at that time who had different ideologies, and not yours. Do you still feel it's prevalent, or do you think we are past that stage?
Way past that stage. We should think forward. Forget about what is gone. Otherwise, you will be just going there round and round. So there's no need of going round and round.
Don't go
That's-
back, go forward. Yeah. It's every year is so fast moving, so fast paced. Every 5 years
Yeah.
Yeah.
is so fast paced in my business, in so many in all of our lives. So what are we going back for?
I know 3 years or 2
And
years
how-
ago, we didn't even know ChatGPT
Yeah,
existed,
so many
right?
challenges.
There was no
There's so much
ChatGPT and
newness. There's so
nothing.
many pivots. There's so much. So what are we going back for? Even what is a conversation? There's so much to do. So much to do.
So my take back, viewers here, is We have two amazingly progressive women in the house, and I'm so excited because they share the same ideology that I have, and I'm sure
Yes,
Shubhani also shares
for
the same
sure.
ideology. So I couldn't be happier having these two, women who are so confident, so independent, so progressive, and so thinking.
Along with a lot of respect for each other, with a lot of trust for each other. Such a family, there's a lot of bonding there. So progressive does not mean that you let go of your family. In fact, family has made them so progressive, which is such a great way of really looking at things. Here are these two women who have actually, showed us a little window into how family and progression go actually hand in hand, and they're not separate. So, Rana and Auntie, can we ask you quick, fun questions?
Sure.
So we have this fun segment behind the closed doors. Let me explain what this is. So we are going to be asking Rana certain questions about you, Auntie, and we are going to be asking you some questions about Rana, and also some questions to both of you about your own selves. The idea is to see how well do you guys know each other, and bringing out some quirks, bringing out some interesting facts that probably the other person also did not know about you guys. So let's get started. Shubhani, maybe you want to ask Rana first.
Rana, if your mother had to design an outfit that represents your personality, what would it look like? Now, Mama becomes a designer for you,
My mother had to design something for me.
representing your personality.
I think she would design something colorful and something strong and something just courageous. I think, yeah.
Okay, Auntie, question to you. One quirky habit that Rana has that only you notice.
All the time working
Quirky.
and not
Okay.
I'm sure if this question was asked to my wife about me, she would say the same thing.
She's on the phone, then maybe
she's all the time doing nothing but
All that
the
I'm
work.
thinking about something really at
Thinking
work.
and talking on the phone. And Rana, are you listening? Yeah.
If your mom had to sum up your teenage years in one word, what do you think it would be?
My teenage years.
In one word.
My teenage years.
I love that. Focused. You look determined.
I was. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Right?
my God. Yeah.
So
Playful also. I think I was a very playful girl.
Lovely.
I think I might have been more playful than focused as a teenager.
Yeah.
Right, Bob?
Yeah.
Okay, Auntie, has Rana ever made a fashion choice that made you think, what the F she's wearing? It's very difficult because she's such a fashion diva, but still, any one moment where you would have been like, oh my God, what is she wearing today?
Many times.
She's always so beautifully dressed.
She's come here so beautiful. You should see in the office.
She's like, what are you wearing?
Rana, what are you wearing?
What is it that you can wear which is not nice? Is what I want to know.
Oh, no.
What are you wearing? What are you wearing to work?
That's so lovely. Okay, from me, Rana, to you. What's one thing your mom does in business that secretly drives you crazy, but you let it slide?
Actually, nothing.
You
There's nothing
guys
my mom
are
does.
too sweet to each other.
She doesn't drive me crazy in business at all. She doesn't.
Okay, otherwise,
it's a true answer.
okay.
It's a correct answer.
Forget the business. What do you do at home?
That drives me crazy. She can't rest enough. That's what she said to me. That's exactly what she said about me. But I can say this about her. She won't sleep enough hours and she won't get enough rest. She's always taking care of so many people, extended family, work, friends. She just won't take that time for herself. That's what drives me mad. Not at work, nothing. But privately, that's what gets me mad.
Okay, Auntie, next question to you. What's the funniest moment that you shared while working with Rana all through this while?
Funniest moment?
There's so many.
Anyone
many.
that comes to your mind right now?
It's not coming at the moment.
But there's so many funny
there are, of course.
colors. Like when we design, she makes so much fun of all the colors. There's always some
Funny colors she makes.
funny colors.
Please
She's like,
stop
oh
it.
my God.
That's so cool.
How can we make this
She's
color?
like, what is this color? No one's going to buy this color. She said, we'll be sitting on hundreds and thousands of units. No.
Sometimes
color
the
मैंने
names of
बनाऊंगी.
the colors are so funny.
So funny.
Like mango,
Name
yellow,
to
and,
they did give this, designer people, they are very good giving names.
Yeah.
But
But she's like, what is this
Oh.
color? We can't sell this
I
color.
said, no way.
No,
We are
no.
not going to produce all these
Yeah.
things.
So that's
no.
funny actually. Our colors, choice of colors.
That is the conflict sometimes. I said, no, I'm not
True.
going to put it in the production.
What's the funniest fashion advice your mom has ever given to you?
There's
Funny.
so many. There's so many. But funniest, yeah, back to the colors. Advice though. Sometimes she tells me to make some really strange things, and I'm like, no. I'm not gonna do that.
Like?
Mom, no. So she'll just say, why don't you add a ruffle or grow the length or cover the back? Like, Mom, there's ladies who want to show their bodies. They want to show their backs. Everyone's in the gym. Everybody's fit and fabulous. Let her show off. She's like, no, they raise
See,
this,
I'm a
cover
more of a
this.
businesswoman.
Yeah.
I said,
those
we have to
kind of
sell
advices.
more.
So design conflict.
That's fabulous.
Design complex.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Okay, Auntie, if Rana was not in fashion, what other career would you see her in?
She would have been a dancer.
Yeah, I would.
Oh, wonderful. So, what
Yes.
dance form?
When she
do
was
you
young,
practice,
we were in Bangalore and she was learning her Bharatanatyam.
Yeah.
And if we would have been in South, she would have been a great dancer.
Yeah.
So,
I
you
did.
That
actually
मुझे पता था
did
कि
your
she will do
Manch
something.
Pravesh or Arangetram
No,
or
no,
whatever
no,
that is
that-
called?
I
Or-
didn't get to do the
That's,
Arangetram because we moved to Delhi.
Yeah.
But I used to go to regular dance classes, Bharatnatyam.
Oh,
Yes.
wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Same for you, Rana. If your mother wasn't a businesswoman, what would she be?
My mother would have been a singer and a dancer too. But
Yeah.
she loves to
You
dance.
know, I
she
think
loves
you
to
both
sing.
have twin souls.
Yeah, we are.
You
Really.
really are.
Yeah.
You know, I
Yeah.
have to say that.
Yeah.
That it's actually one soul divided into two.
Yeah.
And that's the two of you.
In
You guys
every
are
marriage,
so
when I was a young,
simpatico.
people will say, come and stand up and dance.
Start singing and dancing. And she would do that. So yeah. So
And
I
I
think
used to
that
love
would-
it, but
yeah. I can see her do
So, we
that.
have one more dancer in the house and
Yeah.
one person who can't dance at all.
Oh yeah, she is a dancer.
I'm
Yeah.
such a dancer.
She is. That is correct.
Man.
Yeah.
That's my, when the whole conversation about unwinding, literally, Auntie, there have been times, Rana, when I actually just put on the music
Oh, how lovely.
and just dance.
dance.
Because I just think that movement of the body
Oh, yeah.
gets it's like a rhythm. It is rhythm,
Yeah.
right?
This is rhythm.
So the rhythm gets your energy back
It does.
way before meditation can.
Correct.
Makes you happy.
Correct.
Yeah.
It makes
Yeah.
you so
It's
happy.
so happy, and then I can go back and do what I need to do because I suddenly start dipping. You know, when you're in a thing and then you're like, wait, this is not,
Yeah,
it's
spiraling.
It's
Yeah.
spiraling, and no amount of so-called,
self-talk.
self-talk is really going to help. I literally put on music. Every room in my house has a great sound system.
Oh,
कि
that's
कहीं पर
great.
भी लगाओ,
How
just
nice.
play it on. And then I'd have a great dance, and sometimes my kids are like, "Man, mom's
Has gone
room
crazy."
no, mom's room has more louder music than our room.
Then-
I'm raising two teenage
What's
boys.
the edible that mom is on?
Yeah,
that
what
I need to get?
literally that I'm like, Mama, put that music softer. I'm like, isn't this the opposite?
Oh my God, so cute.
That's really cute. So they're like, yeah, okay. Like, and then I'm introducing them to music, getting them
Our
into
music, yeah, our kind of music,
I
yeah.
think our music is really good. So I started even for rap,
Yeah.
Eminem.
Yeah. Oh God, so good.
So
So
good,
good, so
right?
good, yeah.
Gangsters Paradise.
Yeah, mhm.
Then I got them into Bee Gees.
Oh, how
Of
sweet,
course,
yeah.
their own version now they've come up with.
Yeah.
But really got them into music, which is really, I think, is great because they were just coming up with, there was this. I thought it was just, noise. I
Yeah.
said, no, music has to have some rhythm. You want to listen to rap? Let me make you listen to Eminem, kind of thing. So yeah, so my bonding therefore with the kids really becomes all about that.
All about that.
Yeah.
So, Auntie, question for you. If Rana had to cook a meal for the family, what would be the outcome of
My
it?
God, we go out.
She knows nothing.
I can't cook.
Nothing.
I really can't cook. I
She
went to college in
cannot
America, I
cook.
still can't cook.
Yes. She cannot cook.
I have no interest.
Rana,
Really?
when's the last that you would have
Cook? I
cooked
can't
something?
cook. Really,
Literally, she cannot cook.
I
She
can make a
can't even
fried
tell
egg.
her maid to what to cook.
Yeah, that's true. My maid is such a great
She's
cook.
so good.
Yeah,
She
looks
plans
things up on
everything
YouTube.
for her own.
YouTube, huh?
Yeah,
Ah,
he looks things
God
up.
bless
I have the most delicious
YouTube.
Yeah.
meals.
Oh my
My
God.
husband is such an amazing
cook.
amazing, incredible cook.
Wow.
Yes.
He's
So then, Auntie,
then
between
you don't need to
YouTube,
learn.
husband, we are done. She's done.
a cook.
You
Yeah.
don't need to learn cooking.
no,
then.
no.
Yeah,
And
really.
listen, I do have to say this. My mom's an awful cook too.
Yeah.
So you guys
You
literally
have
are twins.
that
So
So she thinks she's a very
twins,
good
man.
cook. No, she thinks in her head that, oh, I made this. I'm like, oh no, no, mom made this. Oh no. So she can cook though. I can't. My mother can cook.
right.
Not so nice. So she might think she's a great cook. But she's
But better than you in any case.
I love that.
Better
I
than
love
you.
that. Okay, Rana, who is your favorite designer and fashion icon? Actually, forget designer, fashion icon.
I love my own designs. I love what we do. I love my own fashion house, but I do like the House of Dior. It's very tasteful. It's very elegant.
It's beautiful, I
It
have
is.
to say.
It
Especially
is.
those first couple of
everything.
when
So
Christian Dior himself.
Oh my God.
My God, when he used to
So
design,
lovely.
no?
Yeah. So
Oh my-
beautiful.
he is.
Even to this.
Still, yeah, they've really kept
It's
that
so
ethos.
elegant,
They've
yeah.
kept that elegance, the classic silhouettes.
So
and all that.
that house is my favorite.
Lovely.
Auntie, what's the most surprising business decision that Rana had made that completely shocked you, but it actually worked in the end?
Is there anything
Moving
shopping?
from bridal to Western wear.
Yes.
Yeah, that was
That was a
Come on,
big
that's
shopping.
a big one.
yeah,
That was a big one.
a big.
You
move.
know,
Yeah.
we changed almost 25 years back.
No, we changed 20 years ago.
20 years.
Yeah.
So
20
moving
years.
to bridal,
From
to
bridal
go
to-
from
Western.
bridal to
To
western.
western.
About not 20 yet, Mom. About
No,
18,
yes.
17, 18
No,
years
no.
ago.
When we started this fashion week,
Yeah, that is correct.
25 years.
20 years
yeah.
ago. Yeah. We
That was the
changed.
time everybody was shocked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
Yes.
Because bridal
And
was
now
the
I'm
business.
telling you, everybody wants
Now
to follow
everyone's
us.
doing what we're doing.
She really is.
Yes.
That's
I'm
the
telling
challenge.
you.
Yeah,
She
that
can't
was a-
understand. I don't think that she knows what the word regressive means.
Yes.
Ranna Gill.
I'm telling you, it was a big thing.
It was. Yeah.
It was a big thing.
risk also.
Big risk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because one
It's true.
lehenga you make 10 lakhs rupees. Fine. Now I have to make so many numbers.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
easy. But we are
So
collecting good
why
numbers.
did you? What made you switch?
I just wasn't. It wasn't that challenging. It wasn't something I could wear all the time. I was a young designer, a young artist. I wanted to make things I could wear. There's only so much you can do. Although people are doing very beautiful creative work, it's not like they're not. But for me, I wanted to do more things. I wanted to do things I could wear. I was 25. I wasn't really every day you to do a bridal lehenga, to meet and also I used to meet clients all the time. So it used to be a one-on-one
Very tough.
meeting
Very
with
tough.
the bride and her family. So it wasn't very professional. There were so many times the meetings would get called off an hour before. My time wasn't appreciated. I couldn't get out of those meetings to make something bigger. It was always the customer, me at 25, at 26, showing them product, which was fine.
Right.
It was great. But
And emotions are high,
Yeah.
especially during the bridal season. Oh
Yeah.
my God, they're
Oh my God.
bridezillas.
that too.
Till 10
Ah,
o'clock,
yeah.
you're
you know,
still
here
in the
you're
office.
just
Yeah.
exactly.
Here
Till 10
You're,
o'clock.
product.
whatever product and
Go to the
you're
stores.
being a true designer.
you are being a true
Yeah.
designer. And 100% I see you more as this designer businesswoman than
Yeah.
a designer. No.
And a one-on-one.
One-on-one.
So back then we used
That
to
was
have
very tough.
cancellations.
Very tough.
So many people, and
Because
then
you have to
following-
keep waiting for your customer, and
Oh my
sometimes
even the follow-throughs.
follow-throughs.
There was so many, there was so much waste of your valuable time.
Yeah.
So people would come have meetings with us
Yeah.
and then not circle back or hold off for a while. It was a little. So it wasn't like it wasn't working. It was
It was
working. We
working.
did
Time,
very
We
well.
did
waste
very
of
well.
time,
But I was like-
wastage of a lot of
Resources.
precious time
Yeah.
and resources. I
And we
told-
did very well, I'm telling you. In
We
those days,
No,
there
we
was
know.
a lehenga which we called
A uniform.
uniform lehenga.
It was a uniform.
Because it
we
was
sold it to everybody.
sold out to everybody.
Yeah, we did.
We need a couple of those pictures.
Yeah, I'll show you.
Yeah, no,
I'll
we
show you the
need some
pictures.
Yeah.
pictures. Of
Because
course, this part will
we
be
call
cut.
it, yes, I've got. Inside our office, we used to call Uniform lehenga dikhao na.
Exactly, because it must have been so bang
So
on.
bagged on.
For
And she
all
was
of this
actually much ahead of time.
I think so.
She's still, Auntie,
Ahead of time.
has
So, people, it was too open and too fashionable and not the lehenga.
no.
It was very Western.
Excellent. What is this is a lovely one. What is your connection with spirituality or the higher power?
I think it's very deep. It's very there's such a beautiful connection, and it's very it's amazing, and it's real, it's tangible, it's deep, and it's easy. There's no pretense, there's no big rituals. It's like talking to a parent. It's that easy.
Wonderful, yeah.
Fabulous.
So, Auntie, my next question to you: what's that one habit of Rana's that hasn't changed since childhood? Apart from the fact that, of course, she's a super workaholic and she's a hard
She
worker. Anything
hardly,
else?
khana kha le, dhang se kha le.
Yeah.
She's just walking, eating little bit, going here, going all the time. Too
It's the fast-paced New York life.
With that energy and
I don't know from where she gets.
she's super energetic.
So are you.
Oh, but I eat.
No,
So do I.
she's no.
I do.
ये सूंघ के खाना खाती है.
No, I do it.
Okay, this is another question, but I really think we just answered it. But I want to the same one career decision that you're proud of that has made all the difference in your life. Shifting.
Exactly this. Yeah,
right?
the pivot.
The
Move
pivot.
from Indian clothing, bridal clothing, to contemporary
I think
clothing.
you were more interested in the ethos of the fashion world than the just glamour of the fashion world.
There is no glamour.
Yeah.
It just looks like that.
It looks like.
There is none. So if for anyone who says that, I don't know what they're saying, because there is none.
There's no glamour.
No, it's a very tough business.
I always tell them not to enter,
Just like a
think it over,
Yeah.
and then decide, do you want to come into this
It's
line?
also a very money-intensive business.
Oh my
No.
God, Mary.
All the time you have to be on your toes.
Yeah.
Classic is boring, and anything that's more contemporary is out before you even
Yeah,
realize.
before you turn this side, the fashion is something else.
Absolutely. So, Auntie, what is Rana's most used phrase or saying? Something that you keep hearing almost every day, every now and then. Some word, some phrase that's very Rana.
सब लोग काम करो.
What kind of phrase is that?
Everybody working. He's just roaming around in the factory and all over the place. And that's it.
Okay, last question, Rana, to you. What does unconditional love and kindness mean to you?
There is no other way to love. You have to love unconditionally. I don't think love comes with any condition, be it a parental love, be it a love for your parents, be it a love for your children, your partner, your two best friends. So I think love is unconditional, and you really can't put any conditions to it. And what was your other question?
I know, what does unconditional love and kindness mean to you, basically? Like you said, that unconditional love, there's no other love.
There is no
except
other
for
way
that.
to love.
And
Kindness, accepting people's choices, accepting the way they live. I might not agree, but it's really not for me to agree or not. So I think accepting people's lifestyle choices, your children's career choices, your friends' choices, your siblings' choices, the way they raise their children choices, it's really not your, so I think that is love. Like just being accepting and just being open-minded and loving the 5 people that you do or the 10 people that you do unconditionally. I think that is
So wonderful, Rana. Auntie, exactly the same question to you. What does unconditional love and kindness mean to you?
Just believe on anybody or whosoever you are loving. Have a trust and believe. You have to let go. You cannot be forcing somebody.
So beautiful. Rana said that unconditional love and kindness there is no conditional love. Love has to be unconditional, and that is it. And kindness is being accepting of people's choices. And how Rana's mom, Miss Gill, said, according to her, unconditional love and kindness is trust. How beautiful was that?
Thank you.
So we're now in the last segment, which is the generation clash test. I'm going to be giving Rana and Rana's mom a question and let's get to know their views on it, whether they have a healthy argument or they both land up agreeing to and having the same ideology. So the question, Ran and Mrs. Gill, is, art of shopping, the act of shopping, online convenience versus in-store. So what is it that you think is better or feasible, et cetera, with times changing in? What is your view, Rana? Let's start with you. The whole convenience of ordering stuff online on Amazon and other places versus the actual experience of going to a store and buying stuff out there.
It depends on the product you make. So online is great for a cheaper product, a product which is more mass kind of buying a t-shirt or buying, a basic. So you know what your size is, or you're shopping a shoe, you know what size you wear, a price point. But when you're shopping Ranna Gill, I think although we do well online and we've started doing better and better, we started with a small team and now the team is a room full of, I don't know, 10, 12 people who service that team. And we started with one person. So we did grow the online business and we continue to do that. But I feel like for the price point and the experience and the product that we do, that I make and we make, it's better for her to come to the store, the customer. She will enjoy it. She will wear it. The colors will speak to her. The shape will speak. Sometimes it's a dress, sometimes it's a tunic, sometimes it's a blouse or pair of pants. So it's not always the same. It's a fit, it's how she feels in it. She feels the fabric. So the online experience, the shops are really pretty. The sales managers are nice. They're welcoming and they're kind. So I feel like also I think for a woman, sometimes she really needs to go to a store because we make women's wear. So I feel like she really does. She enjoys that whole experience. She wants to be told how to wear it, how she's looking. Maybe she wants to share a personal story. So I feel like it's nicer for her to come as a woman who also shops. So I feel like I do like to visit the Dior store or to the stores to buy. I don't remember a time buying Dior online. That's not going to happen. I will go to the store. I will make that experience. I'll have a glass of Perrier. I'll talk to the managers and shop. So I feel like that resonates with our customer as well. But having said that, our online business is
picking
growing.
up. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
So, Auntie, your view on this?
I also feel that one should go to the store and have the feel of it, the fabric and then how you're looking. I feel, I at least personally feel that's more comfortable.
The whole ambience.
Yeah, the whole
just
thing. Yeah.
Seeing ki,
Yeah.
oh, this
Yeah.
is, I thought it was silk, but it's actually turned out to be taffeta or whatever.
Yeah. There's no
things.
surprises.
There are no surprises. And then you
surprises.
try it on, and
Yeah.
there are 3 saleswomen who are like looking at you and say, oh my God, it
and
suits
you
her
know,
so much.
once you wear the
You need all
designer wear,
that.
you look somebody else.
Yeah. Yes.
You
so
look
true.
somebody else.
So true.
So that's the feel, that feels very good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Auntie
you.
and
Thank you.
Ranna.
Thank
You
You
guys
were
are so
great.
good. So these are some of the questions that were discussed today between a mother and a daughter. And as you can see, we got some tremendous insights and great answers.
This podcast is really here to help all of you as well. Take these questions, whether you're sitting down for a meal or spending your time together, and ask them to each other. You'll be surprised at the insightful answers you get. And you might even get more, you might even strengthen your bond in the process. So give it a try and stay tuned for many more thought-provoking questions with new guests.
And if you had fun today, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Kin and Kindness. Follow us on Spotify and Instagram, kinandkindness.podcast, where we share real updates about our show. What's coming, what's cooking. Be a part of our family for life and watch Families Here on the Couch. Share truths and have fun with us. See you next fortnight.